Welcome back to Crypto Spaces, back with another DRB update for you guys. DRB right now sitting at 24.1 million market cap. I'm so pissed off at myself because if I bought at the lows, I would have probably bought like 2%, not 2%, 0.2% of the supply, right? 0.2% of the supply right now is around 50K, man. I'm so pissed off at myself. 50K in a matter of like what, a week, 2 weeks? It is what it is, though. It is what it is, man. Oh man, I wish I was perfect. If I was perfect, I'd had 10 million, $100 million right now, though. So nobody's perfect, right? My entry in the DRB was this recent dip that it had around the 18 to 20 mil market cap. You guys saw my video when it was at like 23 mil, 22 mil. And then I saw it dip down as well to 18, 19. I was like, yo, now's a good entry for DRB here. And you know why that is the case? Let me show you guys why, right? This is one of the only coins that is making this chart pattern that I've seen before in projects like SPX 6900, right? This is what Murad, if you guys know memes, you guys know SPX, right? 6900, right? So Murad looks for multiple 90% drawdowns. There's one, right? There's two, right? Multiple 90% drawdowns. And then once the project is bullish, there's a strong community, it goes on to make new highs. What did DRB do recently? When I saw that, I was like, I have to get exposure. I thought it was just going to roll back over. I was like, nah, I see what's happening here. The holders are in. They're holding the floor. And you know what's about to happen? You know what they did? They retested the previous all-time high, right? Boom. They retested the previous all-time high. Coins always get resistance at previous all-time highs. They always do. I don't know why. I don't know. People will be like, yo, you know, well, there's people that bought down here. You know, there's people that bought down here. So they're up, you know, 10x. You know, you up 10x, you take some profits at the previous all-time high as a great trader, right? So, you know, this is a market that we're in where nobody's here. We're at the viewership across crypto, across the board, is at 2021 lows, right? It was 4 or 5 years ago, guys. So the only people that are left are the best of the best traders, right? The best of the best. If you're here, right, and I'm not the best of the best, I'll admit that. I am not. If I was, I would have, you know, bought 0.2% of DRB at 4 or 5 mil market cap, which I didn't. I am not the best of the best. I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm okay. I'm doing my best. That's all I can do, right? But since we're in a market with the best of the best traders, you just have to play, you know, you just have to kind of like strategically position yourself and look for things where even you, as not the best trader, can also be successful, right? Because this is the thing. DRB, this is the same thing I'm looking for the Russell chart as well. DRB went up to retest its previous all-time highs. It pulled back. It found support right here at 23 mil, 20 mil, and now it's holding support, right? So the next stop is that's going to happen for DRB is a break of the previous all-time high. And once it does that, it enters price discovery. And once it enters price discovery, you could see a move all the way up to $1 billion market cap. Yes, you might be like, whoa, no way that's possible. Yes, it is. When did I see it before? I saw it with SPX 6900, the coin I could have made millions on if I just bought back in August, July, August, in the summer, right? If I just bought back in the summer. But look at this, right? Let me compare the charts to show you, right? Obviously, guys, you know, none of this is guaranteed. None of this is financial advice. But let me just compare the charts to show you, right? I'll never forget. I will never forget fumbling millions of dollars, guys. Or just a mil or two, right? Because I could have bought like 0.2%, just the same way I could have bought 0.2% of DRB. It's the same thing with SPX. I could have bought 0.2%. That was around 20,000 at the time, yeah, because it was at 8.5 mil. So that was around 20,000 at the time, and you know, went all the way up to $1 billion market cap, right? So 0.2% would have been $2 million, just like that in a month, because it made its move in September, a month and a half or a month and a week or so, right? But same thing here with SPX. You're seeing with DRB, guys. I'm just showing you what I've seen in the past and showing you historical data, right? Same thing with Russell that I talk about with Russell. I'm showing historical data as in dogecoins go to billions, right? So you see right here, the move up, pull back down, 90% drawdown, move up, pull back down, and then break out once it, what did SPX do once it broke the previous all-time high? You see right here, this was the previous all-time high. They made the break of that, and then it went absolutely parabolic because it went into price discovery, guys. Once a coin gets into price discovery, now I'll admit the market conditions in 2024 were much different, but I think 2026 is gonna be bullish. That's the bet I'm taking, right? People say we're about to enter a bear market, 4-year cycle, all of that. I think 2026 is gonna be bullish, so that's the bet I'm taking. And you see right here, SPX. Look at that. The market, even the market caps are extremely similar, right? 26.34 million. Back here, previous high 25 million, 26 million, right? DRB, what is the all-time high? 41 million, right? And where are we at right now? The same range where SPX was at before it broke its high, around 26 million, 24.25 million, right? So once you see DRB breaks this previous high, right? What happens next? What happened with SPX? It just went up, 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 and went to a billion market cap. Then it had a pullback, went to 1.3 billion. Then it had another pullback, went to 2 billion, right? So the same thing, again, I'm telling you, it's potentially happening here with DRB once it breaks this previous high. And I see people, like I said, I see people holding the floor, or else it would have fallen. It would have already started to retrace down. It's not retracing down. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, I have to get exposure, right? So right now, even like, 0.01%, because 0.1% right now is like $25,000. So even 0.01% of $2,500 into DRB is going to be a massive bet, because it goes to a billion market cap from here. That's $100,000. Are you mad at $100,000? Yeah, you didn't make $1 million, but you made $100K. What? Now, obviously, I'm not going to tell you guys to buy $2,500 for a meme coin, right? But you know what you can do? You could just buy $246 of DRB here. $246. It goes to a billion market cap. That's 10K. It falls short at 500 mil market cap. That's 5K. $246 to 5 to 10K is a lot. Why? Because you could reinvest. Crypto is not going anywhere, right? Think from a long-term perspective here. So as always, guys, I think DRB is a great spot to just explode, in my opinion. I'm showing you historical data of what I've seen in the past with another coin that I spoke about or was bullish on. So as always, thank y'all so much. Like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. It really helps out. None of this is financial advice. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. Don't do that. Do not do that. Okay. I'll catch you in the next one.